Okay, I'm here, Chris Popper here in Bangor, Jamie Young somewhere on the island. And Jamie, you are currently a teacher at Conners-Emerson School, correct?
I am, yes.
And you are, when do you start back? Teachers have to go back this week, right?
We do. We start professional development on Wednesday.
Okay, so leading up to kids restarting virtually on September 8th. So you've got nearly 2 weeks of professional development before you start with the kiddos. And you are going to be a virtual teacher this year.
I am, yes. I've been selected as one of the small number of teachers that applied to the virtual positions.
So in all likelihood, you'll probably be working through a variety of grades at Conners-Emerson, and although that's all being finalized still, correct?
Yes, and it could be, depending on numbers, they're still coming in for registration, but I could be one grade specific, or I could be a combination of either first and second, kindergarten and first grade, but I know somewhere within that kindergarten to second grade range is where I'm looking.
Okay. And how many years have you taught at the Conners-Emerson School?
This will be my third year teaching there, but I had 3 years prior experience at another school.
Okay. So, and obviously it's the first full year of virtual school.
Absolutely, yes.
I tell you, it's just amazing. And virtual school is going to be much different than what it was when everyone got thrust into it back in March.
Absolutely. We're looking at using different platforms like Seesaw, and we've invested in Google Suite, which gives us more options. And these, specifically Seesaw, but these are more of a one-stop shop kind of program, which is a lot of the feedback we received. And I'm hopeful that that will make it easy for all kinds of communication, whether it be verbalized, they could take videos of themselves, they can draw, they can take pictures and upload right to the document, which automatically gets to the teacher. There's just so many ways to utilize that one app that it's going to be extremely useful for students, parents, and for teachers.
All right. So, because of the fact that, well, just about every school district is going through some virtual learning for 2020-21. A lot of the supplies that people have traditionally used, you're going to need new supplies, and the CARES Act only covers so much. And you've come up with an Amazon wish list, which is like it's like $400 and some that you're going to need to help teach the kids at the Conners-Emerson School.
Absolutely. And so part of the process that we're looking into, I'm going to be servicing students from across the whole district, not just at Far Harbor.
Okay.
So because I'm going to most likely have a little bit of a bigger classroom than what I usually do, we haven't accounted for all of that in materials. And that would be me trying to go to other schools and take what they have that was designated for those students. And there's so much involved that I want to be able to provide my families with the materials and have it easily accessible. So I'm making a wish list through Amazon. And I saw this website that somebody else had started about Adopt a Teacher, similar to one that was started in the spring for the seniors, Adopt a Senior. And there's teachers all over the state of Maine that are on there. And I've joined and shared it out publicly to a lot of community members, other teachers local in this area. And I think it's a great way to bring everyone together as a community, but teachers are posting some wish lists they might have, given the fact that we're looking at some remote, maybe some in person, and then for me, all virtual. And all of these supplies are specific to the programs that we use for our teaching and learning, and would be great for the students and additional hands-on manipulatives for their learning throughout our time.
All right. Well, you've got a cheerleader in me, so you've got the advantage that someone else doesn't have.
Thank
so,
you.
And I know that this island community is incredibly generous, and I'm confident that when we share this, we're going to be able to get your wish list filled. So I'm gonna link the wish list in the story. And again, this is for, well, it's beyond, like you just explained to me, beyond Conners-Emerson. It's going to be the virtual learning for a group of K through 2 probably, or some combination of that on the island.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to share your mdirss.org email. So if people have questions, they can reach out to you. But we need to get this funded fairly quickly because Amazon has, they have to get to ship it and it takes a little time. Maybe some of the things aren't going to be in stock, but you want to then be able to get this out to your families in preparation for September 8th.
Absolutely. And one thing I would just make sure, I've noticed a few people making comments on their wish list about shipping. So I'll look on my end and just make sure all that information, I'm going to hopefully link it right up to my school, which is where I'm going to gather all my supplies. But if not, it'll be linked to my home, and that's fine as well. But, I greatly appreciate any support that anyone has to give, whether it's, just voicing their support for me or, financially going on and supporting and funding these supplies. I think that we have such a great community. We are blessed, and I hope we can come together to support these kids.
I know what teachers go through. My wife has been a teacher. She has taught at Nokomis down in RSU 19 since, I want to say 1987. And I mean, we traditionally buy all sorts of crackers for kids because kids can't learn when they're hungry.
Absolutely.
We have to provide tissues. We have to, there are certain things that teachers provide out of their pockets, but we can't expect you to provide $400 and some worth of equipment for kids district wide. So absolutely. that's where we need the community support.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I grew up here and I went to Conners-Emerson, and I know the kind of community that surrounds that school in particular, but the whole island. And, I'm just very fortunate to be able to come back and teach here and just do what I can to help the families here and keep our kids educated and feeling safe, and with a good goal to go, to reach to this year. It's going to be challenging, but I know we can do it.
Well, God love you. We've got to support our teachers. We've got to support our kids. We've got to keep everybody safe, got to keep everybody healthy. And, this remote learning for a lot of parents is the way to go. And, I saw something online that I'm going to post it later today, but they were talking about parents making decisions as to what they were going to do with their kids. And it said, if a parent said, I'm going to send my child back to school as many days as you can, your answer should be, God love you, good for you, I support you in every way. If you parents say, I'm going to go hybrid and I'm going to send my kids part-time in person and part-time remote, the answer is, God love you, I support you, I'm going to do everything that I can to help you. And for those parents that say, you know what, my decision for my family and for my kids is to have them learn remote, your answer should be, God love you, I support you, I'm going to do everything I can to support you, because this is just whacked. And no matter what anybody does, we just have to support them.
Exactly. These are unprecedented times that nobody predicted to be in, and I'm just very thankful. I have 3 children that they're younger, they're not school age, and I'm very thankful for that, because I don't envy the families that have had to think about this and make these decisions, because they're not easy. But I do respect and appreciate everybody's choice and know that they are doing what's right for them and their kids.
Okay. So again, we implore you to fulfill Jamie's wish list. Nothing, I looked at it, doesn't look like you're asking for the sky and the moon. It's just basic stuff.
I try to keep it as realistic as possible.
All right, so let's get this taken care of so we can move on and help someone else. Adopt a teacher. Look at this face. Jamie needs to be adopted, right?
Thank you.
All right, Jamie, thanks very much. Have a good day.
You too.